Hello everyone. Last section, we have talked about the traditional costume moved to the modern costume. Now let's continue to learn the knowledge points of the important stage in the evolution of modern Chinese clothing. This stage is an important stage in the evolution of modern Chinese clothing. Men's clothing at this stage can be divided into two categories. The first type is the existing style since the early years of the Republic of China, mainly includes robes and Mandarin jackets, suits, Japanese uniforms, etc. The second category is new styles and costumes that have greatly significance in the history of modern clothing. Chinese tunic suit, 中山装. At this time, the Chinese tunic suit was sewn at the back with sleeves at the lower end and a horizontal belt at the waist section of the back, and the front body was made into 4 open bags, of which the lower 2 bags were piano-shaped bags. Each bag had pleats and a back cover. The placket was nailed with 7 buttons, and the cuffs were nailed with 2 or 3 buttons. The style of Chinese and Western styles combined. This is a relatively fashionable costume that emerged in the middle and late period of the, namely long gowns, Western-style trousers, Western hat, and leather shoes. This is a successful example of the combination of Chinese and Western styles. It not only maintains the harmonious national customs, but also adds the lean and agile style that conforms to the flavor of the times. It is a men's costume with extensive representative significance and distinctive characteristics of the times during this period. Women's clothing at this stage is extremely rich in varieties, mainly including changsan. Changsan means 旗袍. When changsan was popularized in the early 1920s, the style of changsan was not very different from that of the 8 banners robe in the late Qing dynasty. Later, the cuff of changsan was gradually reduced and the piping was narrowed. By the end of the 1920s, under the influence of European and American clothing styles, further changes took place in shortening the length of clothing and tightening the waist. One of the most crucial steps is to start to tighten inward at the waistline, so that the contour line of the changsan changes from the straight waistline to the waist curve, and changes from the wide straight tube to the fit body in the varying style. These changes show the concave and convex features of women's bodies, making changsan have the basic features and dress standards of modern women's dresses, which laid the foundation for the modern important women's dresses that later became popular among our Chinese women. Coat and skirt, 袄裙. Judging from the preserved objects and photos handed down from ancient times, the 袄裙 at this time is still the pattern of 上衣下裳. Judging from the length of the jacket, it is divided into a long jacket that extends below the hip line and a short jacket that extends below the waistline. Usually, the long coat has a high collar and narrow sleeves. The short coat has a low collar and wide sleeves. The sleeves are all at elbow and the cuffs are wide and straight. Judging from the placket of the jacket, there are straight placket, large placket, and inclined placket, and the length from the collar to the lower part of the right placket. Judging from the hem of the jacket, there are right angles, rounded corners, circles, semicircular arcs, etc., which vary with time. At this time, the jacket was tightly cut, usually with a long dress such as a horse-face-shaped dress, and was found a color embroidery. New clothes of civilization. This is a variant form of jacket. Under the influence of students studying in Japan, many young women wear narrow and slender high-necked jackets and long black dresses, with no embroidery on the dresses and very plain clothes. When hairpins, bracelets, earrings, rings are not used, they are called civilized new clothes, 文明新装. Chinese and Western style combined. There is a set of polished wedding dress handed down from ancient times. Can be used as a classic case. This is a wedding dress of the Republic of China period, which obviously has the characteristics of combining Chinese and Western styles. The beaming red and dragon and phoenix patterns maintain the traditional style of Chinese clothing. While the jacket style uses lapels, the lapel style is the same as a suit and has been incorporated into the features of the suit. Sleeves retain the characteristics of large, fat, and straight Chinese style clothing, and both tops and skirts adopt traditional dragon and phoenix patterns. This dress became a typical style that combined the characteristics of Western style suits and maintained the national style. Imported clothes. At that time, people in Shanghai and other big cities welcomed foreign clothes. The specific styles included Western style morning coat, Western style dancing clothes, Western style dresses, and Western style overcoats. As far as the style and materials of the dresses are concerned, they are already very rich and fashionable. According to the photos handed down from ancient times, all kinds of horn sleeves, suspender dresses, dresses with 3 sections under the waistline, and printed dresses can be seen. Of course, these Western-style clothes are mainly worn by upper-class women in big cities such as Shanghai. Most urban and rural women are still traditional Chinese clothes with shirts, jackets, and trousers. Female student clothing. At that time, university and middle school students were mainly dressed in changsan and short and lined upper garment, or which short and lined upper garment was matched with skirt. The colors used are generally blue, usually light blue in summer and dark blue in winter. Of course, the actual wearing conditions of the above styles vary greatly between cities and villages. For example, when Shanghai women are performing wearing high-heel shoes and very fashionable clothes, Beijing women are still wearing tight changsan, while the vast majority of rural women are wearing big-sleeved shirts and trousers with big legs. In a word, this stage is an era when Chinese and Western clothing blend with each other, with 100 flowers blooming and a great variety. Okay, that's all the content of this course. The content of next course will be knowledge points of costume of New China. See you next course.